Hi folks, how you all doing? Today I want to show you how to get your studio looking as jazzy as this, in particular one piece of tech, and I'm going to do that by using a piece of artwork that I've created, especially this piece, and a piece of tech, this is the Drobo DAS drive, the 5D3 that I've been using for a while now. This is an awesome drive that I use to back up all my information. Not just back up, but this is the drive that I actually work from as well. But it also backs up all my information, make sure I never lose anything. I've got a video especially about this if you want to go watch that. But it looks like an ordinary black box, and what we're going to do is we're just going to jazz this up a bit, make it look like this. So stick with me. All I've done is I've created a piece of artwork which shows you an exploded isometric view of the DAS drive by Drobo. It's very, very cool. If you like this, you can win one of these with the artwork on. If you want to find out how, then make sure you subscribe to me. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, and make sure you follow Drobo on Twitter as well, and we will release the news of how you yourself can win one of these. Stay tuned for that. So there's the artwork that we're going to be putting over this, and it took me about 2-3 days to put this together, and I had a lot of fun. Drobo sent over some great images. They weren't isometric, so I had to, kind of work this all out in Illustrator. It's the first vector image I've done in a while, but this was great fun to kind of work all this up. And there's the Drobo DAS drive, the 5D3 that I'm going to put it on. There's what it looks like when it's all done. This was awesome. I had a lot of fun. It's been ages since I did anything because I'm so used to like buying Macs and PC laptops and everything. So it was awesome. It was kind of almost scratch build something, and every time I look at this I can say, hey, there's something I've done. There's the SEAGATE IRONWOLF drives that I've got in this, and they've been awesome so far. This is just a lot of fun to kind of work on. And it looks so much like a black box, and if you've got kind of a black desk and you like that minimalist look, the Drobo looks awesome. It looks cool and it lights up, and you can turn the lights off if you want, but that like simple black box look is really nice. But for me, being an illustrator, I like this. I like the idea of this, and the isometric view thing for me, I wanted to do this because for me, the old car manual, they all had isometric exploded views of the cars. And that means a lot because growing up, they were always around my house. And nowadays, I know there's that kind of thing of, ooh, the exploded isometric view of, the Starship Enterprise. People wear that on t-shirts and, oh, yeah. But, I don't know, I kind of like this, and I didn't want to do it in that style because people have done that to death. But Drobo sent over some imagery of there were CAD drawings of the Drobo, of the DAS drive, and I thought this is really cool. But they didn't have any isometric views. And I thought, I bet I could put that together. And I did. And it wasn't too hard. This whole illustration probably took me about 2.5 days, 2 days. It was a vector piece, and it's the first vector piece I've done in a while. I've done a lot of vector work on commissions, but not in personal life. I'm good at vector work, but I just don't really choose to do it. But hey, so yeah, putting this together was quite easy and a lot of fun, and you can cover whatever you want with something like this. Just create whatever artwork you want, take it to a printer's, get it printed on a vinyl adhesive like this, and then whatever piece of tech you have, say if it's your Drobo like this, or if it's a full PC tower, you know, you can get that printed and put it on and just, you know, follow what I'm doing here. You know, you might need to take the feet off of the bottom of the Drobo. You might need to take your feet off of the PC or take a door off or whatever. But hey, here you can see I've got my scalpel. I'm measuring twice, cutting once. I've got my favorite ruler. This is a simple acrylic ruler. It has a steel edge to it though, and it's a really great ruler. What I should be doing though is I should be using a cutting mat. Why? Because this is a pretty expensive desk and I don't want to ruin it. But I know what I'm doing because I'm a master of cutting. You know, trust me there. But yeah, you should definitely use a cutting mat because you don't want to mess up your desk. And I don't want any of you guys coming back to me saying, hey, I messed up my desk and I just followed what you did. Well, it's your own fault. Use a cutting mat. And if you haven't got a cutting mat, just get big pieces of cardboard. But yeah, really you shouldn't have to trim off your excess. Ask your printer to do it. But it depends on the quality of the printer you go for. If you hire a really good printer, they should trim off the excess for you. You know, there's a difference between excess print and bleed. But hey, I mean, the Drobo's an awesome looking thing. It's sleek, it's black, and it has lights. But for me, being an illustrator, you know, I'm able to look at this and say, this is really unique. I'm pretty much the only person that has this, apart from the one that Drobo and me are going to give away. You know, obviously, click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and follow me on Twitter at LAWRENCEcanDRAW, and follow Drobo as well. Links are in the description. Obviously, now all I'm doing is opening this up to put it onto the Drobo. But you notice that I haven't just started peeling this at one end, I've started this in the middle. Reason being, it's easier and better now to do it in the middle, because if you start this at one end, what happens is that inevitably, by the time you get to the other end, it's not lined up properly and it's wonky. If you start in the middle, then you're more likely to get it lined up right. And you're more likely to not get air bubbles. I'm speeding this up in certain places because you have to move incredibly slowly while trying to do this. All in all, this entire process can take, I think this video is going to end up being about a quarter of an hour long, but all in all this process can take like about an hour and a half, which isn't that long. Isn't that long? You know, if I wanted to be really pedantic, I could have taken about 2.5 hours going really slowly, watching out for every tiny bit. But you know, I'm a rush it and budget man, because I know I can fix things afterwards. I've done this a couple of times before, believe it or not. I've done it on a PC case, a couple of PC cases, and I've actually helped someone do a van once like this. Yeah, when I say helped, I mean I watched and talked the whole time they were doing it, and then helped in the last like 20 minutes. And believe me, a van is a kind of an all-day process. But yeah, you can see here I'm just, now that I've done the top, I'm going down the side, and it's actually really easy and really smooth. Because if I'd have just started on the side and come up the side and then tried doing the top, it would have been a nightmare. It really would have been a nightmare. But you can see how smooth that side is. That's unbelievably smooth, and it works really well. But now I've got to flip it around and do the other side. But you know, any little air bubbles you get, all you do, grab that scalpel again. And that scalpel, all you can do is pinprick the little air bubbles and then just smooth them out. Really works. Part of the problem here with the Drobo is the Drobo's texture isn't like gloss smooth. The Drobo has that kind of matte, kind of weird texture where it's kind of a rough matte texture, which kind of does trap air bubbles a bit, but nothing that you can't work out with a sharp scalpel. If you haven't got a sharp scalpel, Stanley blade, or even a very sharp steak knife. If you haven't got any of those, I really don't know what to tell you. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't got any of those, how did you even cut your adhesive? But hey, this is coming along nicely. You know, you can print anything you want on there, or you can hire me to print whatever you want. Well, not to print whatever you want on there, but to design whatever you want. Or you can, yeah, try and win the one that we're going to give away. You know, I think this looks absolutely great. I'm in love with this Drobo, and every time this is sitting here now, and every time I look at this, you know, it's great having a piece of equipment that I've designed. And all I have to do is cut off this little excess piece here now around the screw holes for the feet, so I can put these feet back on. I did think, should I take these feet off and actually put some different feet on? I could put on some kind of spike feet, you know, the ones that are like 2 centimeters high, so I can have my Drobo sitting kind of really high. But I thought, would that help with the airflow and vibration and things like that rather than these feet? But hey, now this is the expansion port, so you can put a card in there. I've already done that, and I'm going to release that video very, very shortly. Yes, I will talk more about that soon. But there you go, that's it, pretty much finished. As you can see, there's no real air bubbles in there. Any that are slightly in there will all settle out within a day or so. You know, there you go. That's it, front and back. That is to celebrate the 10 years of Drobo. My name is in there. There you go, 10 years of Drobo on the top. My name is in there. It says LAWRENCEcanDRAW on the side of it. There you go. You can see it there. It's a classic. It's got everything on it. You can see the hard drives. You can see the slots. You can see the internal battery. You can see the front of the case. You can see the ports, you can see everything. It's all there and it all looks good. I'm really happy. So I can take my SEAGATE IRONWOLF hard drives, I can just slot them back in. As easy as they came out, they can go back in. I could slot them in anywhere, but I'm going to slot them back in the places where I got them out. They don't have to go in any kind of order. And I could also slot in extra drives if I wanted. The front just clips back on, and that's all done. All I have to do now is just put in the power cable and the USB-C cable, or Thunderbolt cable if you're on a Apple Mac. They're releasing the PC update for that soon. There you go, that's some close-ups, and it's done. It's done. There you go, I have a completely unique Drobo. And I could do that to any case for anything. But it's only unique for the moment until we give the other one away. So like I said, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell. Also follow me on Twitter at LAWRENCEcanDRAW, and follow Drobo as well. Last thing I'm going to do here is just put on a little Drobo label sticker onto the front plate, just to make the brand stand out a bit, because obviously I am a brand ambassador as well for Drobo. So there you go, very cool. It already says it on the front plate, but we're just going to help that to stand out a little bit more anyway. Why not? But there you go, that's just in white. There you go, and that peels off. So it is just the white letters there. There's no clear sticker around it. That looks very cool, very professional. The whole thing's together, it looks very, very cool. And that just goes on there. And obviously now that can go back into the portion of my desk where I keep it. It's all lit up, all looks beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Maybe you're going to try this on your own Drobo. Maybe you're going to try this on your own tower. Maybe, you know, you've got a piece of tech that you're going to do up, or maybe you're just going to try and win the Drobo that we're going to give away because you like freebies. If this was your first time on the channel, then drop us a line in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, see you later. Have a great day and keep on creating.